Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. I'm VS Speaks Royally. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday, whether it's the AM, PM, and the evening, depending on where you are in this beautiful world. So, I hope you all are well. First things first, happy belated birthday to No, and know whose No is. I believe I missed your birthday. So I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Now, today is dun, 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 Diane Hawkins' birthday, channel member extraordinaire. You know, all of the channel members are extraordinary. So you can drop some love to her in the chat, as well as there's a community post out there for her. Yes, good things, good things, good things. Okay, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Diane. Happy birthday to you. Boom. All right, there we go. Yeah. I do hope everybody is well, though. And thank you all for coming in and spending a little time. It's going to be very little, very short, very sweet, to the point. Okay. So the aftermath of Harry and Meghan on Netflix. So I know that many of us have had discussions all over social media, per se, that are part of Squad anyway, with regard to Harry and Meghan on Netflix. And there's a certain individual, I won't even call him a journalist, and I won't call him a reporter, although because he works, or at least his work is in a tabloid, one of the biggest over in the UK. And so I don't consider him a journalist or a reporter. He is a carnival clown, a hateful racist bigot, in my opinion. But woosah. Yeah, let me get to the disclaimer. Disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. You can read the rest. So I'm going to go through a couple of items and then we're going to get into the meat of it all. So, if you have not heard or have not been out to Archwell, they had gifting back on the front page, and it just said that on Friday, which was this past Friday, which I believe was the 16th, the Archwell team, including the Archwell Foundation, Archwell Audio, and Archwell Productions, gathered to celebrate the holidays and participate in This Is About Humanity's annual holiday party for reunified families represented by Immigrant Defenders Law Center. And we know that they are collaborating with the Immigrant Defenders Law Center. Led by the Archwell Foundation, the company organized holiday gifting for over 30 reunified and refugee families. This is about humanity, creates a community of allies and advocates dedicated to raising awareness about separated and reunified families and children at the U.S.-Mexican border. So kudos to the entire Archwell team. That encompasses quite a few, but thank you to Harry and Meghan for leading the charge. With that, more good news hit that mark your calendars December 31st. If you don't have Netflix yet, you may want to sign up because the second production of Harry and Meghan will drop. So the Nelson Mandela Foundation tweeted out, the foundation is proud to announce the launch of the new Netflix series on effective leadership in collaboration with Blackwell and Ruth and Archwell Productions, inspired by the legacy of Nelson Mandela. This should be very good. It's called Live to Lead. I am looking forward to this. It's executive produced by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. December 31st. Mark your calendars. Get on Netflix. Okay. There you go. Here's another. This was also tweeted out by Omid. Most of us know who he is if you're in Squad, yes. And it basically is a reiteration of, executive produced by Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Titles. Live to Lead, a Netflix docuseries inspired by the legacy of Nelson Mandela, sees leaders and activists reflect on their legacies and share messages of courage, compassion, humility, and hope. So this should be really, really, really good. I will say I did share the trailer with channel members. If you happen to see the trailer, don't read the comments. I'm just going to show you an example of how the trolls immediately take over the comment section. And it all starts with, I love the part. I love the part. I love the part. And initially you may be like, oh, wow, let me see what they're talking about. And then you realize, wait a minute, there's 20,000. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but there's 20,000 comments that start out with the same thing. When you get to the fifth one, it was like, wait a minute. Okay, this is troll. This happened on the other trail released by Netflix that involved Harry again. So, some exciting times coming with regard to Live to Lead. And as you can see on the screenshot, are the individuals that will be highlighted in the series. And Gloria Allred is there. You have the young girl. I can't think of her name. I see her name and y'all know who I'm talking about. She was also featured in the Forces of Change Vogue magazine. Okay. Jacinda, who is the Prime Minister of New Zealand, yes, who we hope will take, the steps to become a republic. I did see some tweets about that happening or potentially happening or people asking for it to happen. So anyway, all right, moving right along. Let me get to the business of the hour. Not really an hour, but you understand. So the aftermath of Harry and Meghan on Netflix. So While many of us were soaking in, there's a lot to this 6-part docu-series. 6 hours, maybe a little over, depending, but I think each of the episodes was about an hour long. Um, it's 6 hours, lots of information, clarity on a lot of the lies put out by the tabloids, twisting stuff around. So while they may throw out something that may be true, like the move to South Africa, it's twisted around like Kate's trying to get rid of them. No, because Harry and Meghan had chose to move there, but because it was leaked, look at that. And by those that knew how the firm would react and immediately shut it down because, when it becomes, as Harry said, social discussion or discord, then it's not going to happen. So anyway, the aftermath. This is what they want. They want Harry to move back to this cottage that needed a new roof. That was not, the ceilings weren't even tall enough for him to stand straight. Yeah. Taking in mind to move away from California, the beautiful estate that he lives on now, that he should, and he has every right to live on. Okay. It's not taxpayer funded, neither the US or the UK. So they all should just take a chill or stick the pill somewhere where the sun don't shine. Okay. Yes, I'm in that type of mood. All right. I guess I should put up trash time. So let me kind of move quickly into what it's a very mini trash time, but here you go. It's your favorite time. Trash time. Trash time. Trash time. So because I'm throwing trash time in, I just kind of want to highlight a couple of things, but that individual, that carnival clown, because I'm not going to call him a journalist, his article and the shit storm that is following right now. And it's been days, because on the 15th is when volume 2 was dropped. We're now on the 20th. But what he said was so disgusting. But he attended a party with the Queen Consort. So basically, has that check of approval. All right. Speaking of space, although we weren't really speaking of space, this journalist, and I don't know too many of you, if you're not on Twitter, then you would have missed it. I saw the tweet and was like, woo, thank goodness, took a screenshot at the time. So she actually is the managing editor of the Wall Street Journal. Now, I don't know if she still is. I haven't heard. But, and excuse Kuja if you hear her in the background. So she had tweeted out, my unverified theory is that Space cheated on Cosplay with and she puts the person's name. Right around the time Meghan was finding success in the role, the firm fed her to the wolves to kill the story and protect the next queen from being upstaged. Well, I don't know what happened, but that account ain't no longer on Twitter. Very interesting. So remember the words of Harry and or Meghan that they will do whatever to protect a certain somebody over there, but never tell the truth to protect them. This is case in point, because it's very odd that the moment, someone noticed quickly, her account's no longer existing. Just very strange. So I just wanted to throw that out there pre-Saturday, No need to wait for Sussex Saturday. I'm going to give it right now. So for those who may not be aware, may not be in squad, I will say his name this time, Jeremy Clarkson. He wrote an article that was in The Sun tabloid, and it's these two paragraphs that has led to a firestorm. I feel that he should be on the receiving end of a flamethrower, but that's just me, my opinion. My opinion. Okay, so Megan, though, is a different story. I hate her. Not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon. I think that's the Prime Minister of which country is it now? I don't think that's Ireland, but one of the countries. Or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level. On a cellular level? Okay. At night, I'm unable to sleep as I lie there, grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of excrement at her. So he's having a Game of Thrones wet dream. Very misogynistic, but nothing Meghan has said or done would even cause anyone to ever have this much of a wet dream in thinking that she should parade around naked. So, the ultimate humiliation. Now, if you watched Game of Thrones, you know what that character did to be led around the town naked and had stuff thrown at them. But Meghan doesn't deserve that. And again, this article, which has since been pulled off their site, is so disgusting to me. I didn't talk about it initially because, yeah, the words that would have flowed from me would not have been very pretty. So it takes a few days, but I wanted to address it now, especially there's a lot more stirring within Squad. So the mayor of London tweeted out his disgust of that. And yes, that's JC, as I will refer to him, in that picture. Jabba the Hutt. He looks like Jabba. I'm just saying. So he has nerve to want Meghan because she had the audacity to fall in love. Now, mind you, their prince chased her. Truly, they collided together as far as the stars were aligned, as Harry said in that engagement interview. But they were on the same path in a sense. Charity was number one. Yes, she acted, but charity was number one. And that was Harry's. Remember, service is universal. So you had the mayor of London step in. You've had the global community of the Commonwealth and international nations step up with a statement, just showing their disgust. Then you had MPs have signed off on another letter. They did this back in 2020, I believe, or 2019. Just saying the treatment of Meghan was horrendous and etc. And I believe it was all the women. I could be wrong. But this time around, here we go. This is the first part of the letter. The second is the signatures, and I think I put it in another folder and didn't have time to find it. But it was signed off by many of the MPs in Parliament. So, in addition, Stop Funding Hate has also gotten in, and it's just vile. And you had the editor of the Sun, go on some talk show over there, and say that they protected Meghan, like her hen party. What one has to do with the other, I don't know. You wouldn't have known about a hen party unless one of the palaces leaked to you. So again, you keep telling on the palaces, but nevertheless, you didn't. The Sun has done nothing like any of the other tabloids to protect her. There was one day of grace, maybe two, and that was on May 19th, 2018, and maybe the 20th. That was it. Those are the 2 days of grace that were given. There wasn't even a freaking honeymoon period, So I became aware, thank you. I think it was Rose that told me about this. change.org. I could be wrong. Please forgive me. But there is a change.org. You can feel free to sign the Lord have mercy. The link, I think I put the link in the description, but you can, sign the petition if you so choose. It probably won't go anywhere. I know many within the UK are sounding the alarm with whatever the board is over there that handles communications, who usually does nothing, especially when it comes down to Meghan. But here we are. Here we are. So that's what I wanted to cover. And now I'm going to go into the comments and we can just talk it through as much as we want. I see 112 comments. So I'm going to go up to where I may have popped out of the comments section. And let's see. I'm going to... I'm just going to grab this one and go down as much as possible. I see a lot of the birthday ones, so you're so sweet for dropping the love on Diane. So Joseph, hello. Except Lady Susan, yeah, that's a whole nother. And thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, they had a apology summit at Buckingham Palace where Lady Huzzy came in and supposedly apologized to the woman that she offended, interrogating on where she was from, although the woman was from the UK. So it's a whole nother. They're just so disgusting over there. Okay, Church and Ellie, what is this? December 31st is also my 33rd wedding anniversary. Woo, look at you. You can celebrate in many ways, That's awesome, though. 33 years. Wow. Diane, now the girls have to subscribe again to Netflix and uncancel their subscriptions since they are so offended by everything. Oh, please. It's laughable when, they made that whole big to-do on they're going to unsubscribe to Netflix when it was announced about the contracts. Now, I do have the screenshots and I'm going to share them on Saturday. Variety is a piece of shit, too. It's a tabloid. I will give it that. But they had their headlines already, that Harry and Meghan, basically paraphrasing, Harry and Meghan aren't ready for Act 2. So being that they've seen their first production, now they're not ready. And then within like a day, if that, it was announced that, Live to Lead would be the second production that is released and would be happening on the 31st. So Variety is it's a pile of excrement. How about that? All right. Let me keep on going through the comments. Hello to you all. Church and I forgot it's January 18th. I was thinking the day. Let me see. Diane barely made it. Fellow says, oh, yeah. Right on the cusp. Look out for those on the cusp. They'll get you. They'll get you. Hey, New York gal. How are you? I see your name as I'm scrolling through. Let's see. Hello. Thank you for the continuity of the podcast throughout the podcast. Listen, so that was something I also wanted to kind of drop into everybody's thought processes. If you look at just the number of Positive Sussex podcast channels and then who the content creators are and how we're usually catching heat for just the littlest things that might be done on the channel, where either YouTube or the haters come at us. So there's something else to be said about targeted per se. Just putting that out there. I thought of that the other day. I meant to mention that. So let's see. Kids, Church Nilly, hi, Anna and everybody else in the world wants them to start dropping names. Did you hear that Chuckles paying for Teddy Randy private security up to £3 million? Yep, heard about that. He's catching heat over that, but you know, they are trash. They really are trash. Trash, trash, trash. Diane, documentary shut down the gold digger claim. It shut down a whole lot of claims. But yes, the gold digger, you know, when I went through that on Sussex Saturday, there's no way you're going to tell me that she was. And number one, he pursued her, as I said. That was awesome to hear because it truly cut all that gibberish out. I don't even look anymore. There was somebody on Twitter who claims to be a journalist. She's what did it say? Like race relations journalist or something like that. Anyway, they asked a stupid question in that I see that they went over the history in the docu-series, but I would love to see Harry and Meghan do more or say more about how it's affected, you know, whether it's Black Americans, but Blacks across the globe. And I immediately blocked the person because I was like, if you have not heard even a Google search, Harry and Meghan have always talked about that, how race plays into, and whether it's the unconscious bias, the very real and in your face bias, the gaslighting that occurs. But yeah, you know, not just how the quote empire affected lives across the globe, and they had their hidden away basically in the Caribbean, although they allowed them to come into the UK and then take the low paying jobs. But, you know, hey, they're doing great work. You know, they can pat me on the back type thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're just trash, I call it. Trash, trash, trash. So yeah. What did I see about Rottweiler? I'm just going to keep on moving. I'm going to keep on moving. Jeremy is getting roasted. PM is getting roasted. Woody Woot is getting roasted. People are going on GB News to roast these guys. Good. Let them roast. Flamethrower, please. Roast. That's the heat they should. And they should shut up and take it all, you know. JC tried to put it off like it was some, oops, I put my foot in my mouth type situation. No. Individual, you just put your racist behind out on display. You want Meghan's to be on display, but yours should be on display, and people should throw excrement at you because, you know, you are excrement. Okay. Oh, let's see. And a church like that Rottweiler just takes the Christmas spirit away. She truly makes me swear. Ooh, okay. Diane, publications were already claiming the documentary would be a flop, and the numbers showed how popular the podcast was. Lazy Media went on to next lie. Netflix won't work with them again. And then and when the announcement was made, let me see, did I even bring that across? I know I have it, and it might be for Saturday. I don't think I showed it here. Yeah, no. Netflix, when they made the announcement of the contract that they signed with Harry and Meghan, it was for multiple docuseries, documentaries, films, children's programs. So they thought this was a one and done. Yeah, you really read, don't you, over there? You knock it out the park with reading comprehension. So come back over here. I think I saw. Ooh, Ruth, thank you so much. Ruth's motivational. Thank you so much. This is for you. One moment. Let me get to the right spot. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Mwah. Mwah. Thank you so very much for that. Ooh, I saw something pop up and then it just went off my screen, so I'm glad I caught it. Let's see. Marshar, how are you? Let me get my chuckles in now because I'm sure. Okay. Do anybody know if it's true that Space and No Escape are doing their own documentary? If true, they will be dragged and will embarrass themselves trying to copy Harry and Meghan. Well, they'll try anything once or twice or three times. Not that they get it right, but they will try. And as Harry says, if you don't get it, if you truly don't get it by now, I can't help you. I can't help you. See, Mac, if you're around, okay. Woo! Some of you I see on Twitter, so Lorna, it's lewd to want her paraded around naked. He's sick. Yeah. It's not just putting your foot in your mouth, or he should have a couple of feet put in his ass, but that's just me. And let Harry be the first one. I bet he'll never ever want to think about Meghan again. Just me. Just my. Woo! All right. Marshar, but I haven't, just to answer your question. They've tried to have documentaries. I know Space has. They'll have as many views as they had for Earthshot. Okay. Because I wouldn't even watch. I would hope Squad would not watch. Let their true supporters and their bots watch. Because can bots really watch and give you views? Okay, let me behave. Valerie, JC was married twice. First marriage ended after 6 months and she left him for his friends. Ooh, okay. Second marriage ended after, what is that? 11 years? Yeah, whatever. He's a disgusting human being. I mean, if they look like the Ken doll, buff, somebody really wanted to look at them, not even that would be a reason or an excuse, but old farts want to say something about a beautiful woman who is not even thinking or mentioning your names. She ain't thinking about y'all. She probably would throw up on herself with just the thought of what y'all want to do with her. Please, leave Harry's wife alone. Let them just live their life in California peacefully. Take the, helicopters and the drones, go fly off somewhere. But leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Church Nelly, and I'm shocked, clutching my profanity book. Church Nelly, you're too funny. JC is getting roasted. Oh, I think I read that one. Yeah. Okay. Oh, please. I've read that one. Just them thinking of what they could do or say and then get away with it. The gaslighting is just unreal, and the people making excuses is even more shocking. Maggie, Meghan would not have found any gold in that shack where Harry was living. No, because Space dug it all up and put it in apartment 1A. Howdy. I can't even begin to pronounce the screen name, but howdy. You know who you are. I know who you are. Louse. Woo. Okay. Let me get back into this. Let me see. Church Nelly, Navi D. They don't have to. The derangers are already in the sewers. Oh, yeah. They playing with the poop. Let's see. Tanya, JC stepped in the same pile he claimed that should have been thrown at the Duchess. And I hope he eats a big bowl of it. Someone cook him a beautiful chocolate pie. And if you understand that reference, you get it. And actually cut him a big slice and let him just enjoy that big slice of chocolate pie. Then tell him. I hope he gags on it. And yeah. Anyway, Diane, Netflix also paid them in advance. Listen, Harry's always been the rock star gold because that's all we used to hear before Meghan came along. He's the rock star. He's the most popular. He's popular, more popular than the Queen. He. Everybody used to laugh that up. Suddenly Meghan comes along, and now, oh no, can't happen. Did they read her will yet? I guess they kept that under wraps like her husband. I don't know. I think I've asked that before. I don't know if I ever got an answer, but Sheila, the other side is just shocked that left and didn't need them. They can have those titles. People here can be successful without titles. Exactly. They actually offered to give the titles back, and that's also showing where the leaks can be twisted around because it was always held until very recently. It was used as just strip them of the titles, blah, 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 blah. You know, they don't want to come back to strip them of the, they offered, take the damn things, but that wasn't accepted. We understand why the children aren't styled, and I'm sure that that SOB that is now King C3 will probably style them just for the hell of it. But they don't need your protection or your security. Keep that crap too. Harry's got it. When he comes into the country, he has to pay for his own. Because I wouldn't trust none of them to protect myself or my family, knowing the stuff that they shared between themselves in text messages and the jokes, racist jokes that were stated too. So yeah. George Clark's own daughter doesn't condemn this behavior. They should tell you. She did condemn it, I believe, kids. I must have that in my Saturday folder and didn't bring it across. I thought I did, but yeah, his own daughter condemned his comments, but at least that's what I thought I had read. So, hello to everyone coming in. Let's see, Valerie. People are saying they wanted Harry and Meghan to be booed, really. Charles was booed. Charles was already pelted with eggs. The energy that they put out there is what they got back. You know, you want to hoot and holler and be the big man. So now we understand who's really running things in that UK family. Because if he, with all the protocols they love to say they follow, but you screamed at your brother in front of your grandmother who was monarch, and then, you know, your dad who you tolerate, you know, the father that you tolerate, who's standing in your way. Be careful of that space, because you may not ever see the day that you get to relish in that title. It might just go right to your son, if it's still around to be given to anyone. Did you like that rhyme? Woo! Okay. Did I miss a comment by Joseph? Joseph is good for the comments. Let me just say, I love that y'all don't hold back. Speak your mind to a degree. Speak your mind to a degree. Cookies and cream, how are you, manager? I wonder that what Joe Scarborough and the ladies on The View have to say now about what's going on in the UK with Jellycake, Punk Moron, and the Rottweiler. Probably nothing. I see that a woman that was on The View at one point and always references her father, who has since passed, who was a senator from Arizona, and you all know who it is, has the same initials as our Duchess, so I will not, and first name, so I'm not going to mention her per se, but that she is now on staff of the Daily Mail and then put out a little hit piece of her own And she can go F herself too. Okay. We see who's paying you for your hate. One moment, you're talking, oh, we have an American princess, knowing that you can't stand anything that's not patriotic. But you're taking money from the Daily Mail. You're being paid by the Daily Mail to talk shit about another American. And you want to call yourself a patriot. Okay. I think it's time that I call it a day because I'm getting ready to go somewhere that I might not be able to return from. Woo, these folks are too much. Let me see, Sonia. Harry gave clues years ago about his preference in women in his dorm room. We had a picture of Halle Berry on his wall. Woo, yeah, he did. He did. He did. But as there's something to making a list and writing it down, since it can manifest into your life. So, as he said, she is the list. Nobody needs to worry about what the list might have consisted of. Just look at his wife. Who, yeah, the strength. The strength. All right. I'm just going to say, as I pull up my outro, I hope you enjoyed this quick, crazy podcast. But, I'm over the people in the UK, that family. I'm over anyone that tries to prop them up. I'm just over it. I used to banter back and forth with people, but no. I'm just blocking folks. I don't even care what you have to say. Harry and Meghan answered all questions. I can see just by people in my off YouTube life who have commented that they've watched it, and other people were like, yeah, it answered a lot of questions, and I'm for them. I'm for both of them. I support both of them. So, if you have that and you multiply that by, say 1 million, that's awesome. That's awesome. There were a lot of people that watched the docuseries, so for whatever their reasons. And some did have a change of heart and mind. So that's always a good thing. Now we get to look forward to, squad is full, as I like to say. We've been fed quite well from archetypes right into the docuseries, right into here we go with another documentary. And then winter is coming, y'all. Winter is coming. January 10th. I do hope you got your book before it was like sold out in pre-order. Yeah, because I don't know when they're gonna, if they've already, reopened the pre-sale of that book. So, all right, everyone, you please take care. Please wear your mask, because yes, that thing that has been kind of terrorizing the globe is hitting people again. So, be careful out there. Be safe. Thank you all for joining. I will be seeing you around the YouTube halls. I got to jump over, try to catch Scratch and Pete's premiere, which usually occurs around this time. So, or I'll catch it on replay. But you all take care. Be safe. Be well. Bye. Hi, Sis Hilda.